Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video, I will go over some scripture and personal wellness. The idea is to read one chapter from the English Standard Version 2016 Bible every day and review all 7 chapters on Sunday. Each compiled review will contain a key verse and an applicable takeaway. There is a template with this video that I encourage you all to try. When we get to personal wellness, we focus on 8 perspectives: mental, physical, spiritual, environmental, emotional, occupational, financial, and social. The idea here is to focus on a commitment to continuous improvement. There will be references to the previous weeks, but most of the focus will be for the following week. Throughout the week, I post daily reels. While some Mondays contain health and fitness, Tinker Tuesdays contain tasks and projects, Whip Wednesdays contain cars and car accessories, Tummy Thursdays contain food and diet, Family Fridays contain family activities and highlights, and Spa Saturdays contain hygiene and beauty. The goal for this content is to provide useful information that is concise and engaging. You can even listen in as you get ready for the day or before bed. Please comment any ideas you have. We are in 2 Samuel chapters 21 through 24 and 1 Kings chapters 1 through 3. There were 264 verses. Starting with chapter 21, there are 22 verses and 2 headings. David avenges the Gibeonites and war with the Philistines. The key verse, 1, and David sought the face of the Lord. The takeaway, always begin with God's guidance. Moving on to chapter 22, there were 51 verses and 1 heading, David's song of deliverance. Key verse 31, this God, his ways perfect, the word of the Lord proves true. He is a shield for all those who take refuge in him. The takeaway, trust and rely on the Lord's direction. Moving on to chapter 23, there were 39 verses and 2 headings, the last words of David, and David's mighty men. The key verses, 10 and 12, the Lord brought or worked a great victory. The takeaway, give credit to God. Moving on to chapter 24, there are 25 verses and 3 headings, David's census, the Lord's judgment of David's sin, and David builds an altar. The key verse, 14, I am in great distress. Let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercy is great, but let me not fall into the hand of man. The takeaway, do not resist God. Moving on to chapter 1, there are 53 verses and 4 headings. David in his old age, Adonijah sets himself up as king, Nathan and Bathsheba before David, and Solomon anointed king. The key verse, 29, the Lord lives, who has redeemed my soul out of every adversity. The takeaway, trust the Lord's morals. Moving on to chapter 2, there are 46 verses and 3 headings, David's instructions to Solomon, the death of David, and Solomon's reign established. The key verse, 3, and keep the charge of the Lord your God, walking in his ways and keeping his statutes, his commandments, his rules, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that you may prosper in all that you do and wherever you turn. The takeaway, true prosper only comes from obeying God. Moving on to chapter 3, there are 28 verses and 2 headings, Solomon's prayer for wisdom and Solomon's wisdom. The key verse, 9, give your servant therefore an understanding mind to govern your people, that it may discern between good and evil, for who is able to govern this your great people? The takeaway, good discernment allows servants to guide God's people. Moving on to personal wellness, starting with mental, with a very full planner, I'll have to make sacrifices. Specifically, meditation will help that process. Physical, with many details, I can see the trajectory. Now I need to specify goals so I don't go crazy. Spiritual, after starting to mark milestones, I'll look further into the future and keep marking those milestones. Environmental, I'll continue organizing and labeling. Emotional, I'll mark the calendar with good times to reflect on memories such as holidays and birthdays. Occupational, I'll organize the help documents and distribute them. Financial, after limiting transactions, I will monitor savings. Social, I will continue to plant and fertilize ideas shared with others. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my perspective on scripture and personal wellness. If you enjoyed the content, then I encourage you to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and comment on what you liked, didn't like, and want to see more of. I look forward to making this content and want it to be as helpful as possible. Keep a lookout for the daily reels. I hope you have a great week. I love you all. Peace.